Hello, this is Michaela, your guide from the Spirit of Japan Tours. And today your guide is really excited because this is my first time to visit the central part of Tokyo in the last 3 months since the pandemic and the lockdowns began. So today I'm going to take you to one of the most visited parts of Tokyo, namely the Harajuku area, and also the famous Meiji Shrine that is here. And I haven't been here for 3 months, but it has already changed so much. Like, Tokyo is a city that changes constantly. And the first thing that I'm noticing is that the old station building, let me just see if I can change which way my camera faces. So to backtrack myself a little bit, the first thing that I'm noticing is that the old station building of Harajuku, which is a really iconic building, it's used no more. It is closed, and in its place we have the new modern station building, which is, of course, it has more space, it is modern and nice, but it kind of lacks the character of the old one. And also, something else, 3 months ago, this building wasn't there. So now we have a whole new shopping area that I'm looking forward to check out. But before I do that, I would like to take you to one of the most visited places in Tokyo, the Meiji Shrine. Let's go. The Meiji Shrine is located in a beautiful big park in the center of Tokyo. It's called the Yoyogi Park. And in the Yoyogi Park here, right in front of you, you can actually see one of the old Olympic buildings that was built by the famous architect Kenzo Tange. And there, the big buildings in the background are actually the skyscrapers of Shibuya, another very famous area of Tokyo. So let's step in, and as you can see, the park has beautiful old trees, and very soon we are going to see the entrance of the shrine. Now, I would like to say that the shrine is dedicated to the Emperor Meiji. His spirit is enshrined here. He is not buried here. And the Emperor Meiji plays a very important role in Japanese history because he was actually the person who opened the country to the world and turned Japan in the short period of 40 years from a very backwards feudal country to an industrialized one. He was dearly loved by his people, and when he passed at the beginning of the 20th century, there were materials donated from all over Japan for his shrine to be built. Actually, this year we are celebrating the 100th year of the creation of the shrine, and one of those materials are the big cedar trees from which the gate to the shrine is made. So you can see that there are 3 golden emblems that decorate the top of the torii. This is how we call the gates to the Shinto shrines, and they are 16-leaf chrysanthemums, which is the emblem of the imperial family. The reason why the shrine was built here was that inside the park there is a pond that has irises, and the emperor, the Meiji emperor and his wife, they loved the irises of the pond, so they used to come here often to enjoy them. And when the Meiji emperor died, they built the shrine at a place that he loved. So before we see the shrine, we're going to go and see the iris pond. The flowers must be blooming right now, so I'm very hopeful we will see something beautiful. And on our way, of course, there are other things to see, and one of them is this big wall that is made of barrels, colorful barrels, I would say. And these are actually barrels with sake that have been donated to the shrine from sake makers and other donors. Sake being made of rice, it is a Japanese rice wine, is considered holy because rice is holy. So when you make something from something holy, of course you would look at it with a very different eyes. And as we go here, we will approach the second gate to the shrine, and this one actually is even bigger than the first one, and this is the second biggest torii gate in Japan, the first one being in Ise. It is quite impressive. You can see there are people next to it, so this can give you a good idea of how huge the gate is. And also something else. Look here, this is what the place looks like at the New Year's. There's so many people who line to give their respects and also to ask the gods for their favor during the New Year. It's amazing. Like, there's a huge line from the entrance of the shrine to the very shrine itself. And this has not changed over the years because, as you can see, so this was in November 1920 when people gathered for the dedication of the Meiji Shrine. Well, it's pretty much the same. So let's go. There are a lot of billboards that show the history of the shrine and also show pictures from the life of the Meiji Emperor. If you have seen the movie The Last Samurai, in a way, well, in a Hollywood way, it depicts this part of Japanese history, when the old social structures were being dismantled and Japan opens to a new, way of life. So this is the entrance to the pond where we are going. So beautiful. The lilies are spectacular. I'm not quite As I am walking around the pond and admiring the beautiful flowers, I am just so reminded of the French painter Monet. You know that he was a huge fan of Japanese traditional paintings, and he had quite a lot of a big collection of them. And of course his water lilies, the painting is just so famous. And here everything reminds me of that. Just so beautiful. Look at the trees reflected in the water. Amazing. And here we are at the iris pond. Oh, the flowers are so pretty. Look, they're like every shade of purple that you can imagine. They're so beautiful. I'm glad that I came today because I can see that they are past their prime. So very, very fortunate to come today here. This was the Emperor Meiji's favorite spot to go for a stroll with his Empress, and we are walking on their path. Let me see if I can bring the flowers a little bit closer for you to see. And so picturesque. This is something that I really love about Japan. They're just so good at making things not only beautiful but just enchanting. Look at this.